Been gone for a while, I know, guys. Sorry about that. And anyway, good evening, my darling batlings. Yeah, I've been sick. That's why I've been gone. Long story short. I'm joined tonight by Kier and JKR.
Meow.
Let's begin.
And
I'm
yeah,
gonna make you wish. Damn.
We're gonna be going Commando again tonight. Wait.
Oh, we're
Phrasing.
supposed to go Commando? Hold on, let me change clothes then.
Yeah.
You'll be happy to hear, Kier, that after about a week's worth of delays on USPS's end, I finally have my copy of Up Your Arsenal.
So basically, they were telling you, shove it up your arse.
Shove it up your arsenal. And yeah, I've been doing some more research about Ratchet and Clank games on the side, partly through watching the Golden Bolt's fantastic retrospective series on the Ratchet and Clank saga, which I highly recommend to everyone. So I can have some more like interesting bits of trivia to talk about as we're playing the game. So without further Mountain Dew, why bonk? We haven't even gotten to the sexy part yet.
Sorry, that bonk was actually meant for Kier, but I.
Well, you misbonked. We're talking about your bonking privileges.
Don't make me.
All right.
Let's not blow this out of proportion.
Yeah, you need to stop putting emphasis on blow if you don't want to be taken out of context.
Yes, Pegatron. Oh, wow, man, it's dude, open a window.
Any second now, the pit. There we go. There we go.
There we go. There we go. There you go.
So I got this habanero noodles. Lord have.
I'm just sorry to correct you here, but it's not habanero. It's pronounced habanero. The H is silent. But yes, continue.
It will be the J because Spanish, the J is silent.
Yeah, true.
So it would be habanero, like.
You keep saying
you're right.
nuclear. It's nuclear. The S is silent. That's one of my favorite Family Guy lines because of how confidently wrong it is.
Also, hey, look at the chat.
7 stream streak, baby.
It's very lucky number.
Why should you change back to like 1 or 2 or some shit?
It's gonna do something stupid.
Oh, very stupid. Watch.
Boo! You stink!
Okay, so that is a sign
Yes,
that I
Twitch
need
does
to turn
stink.
on. That's a sign that I need to turn on the low pass filter. Maybe medium. This is the fun of trying to capture high quality footage of PS2 games, is that the PS2 just has shit video output, so nothing looks good. I'm outputting through RGB this time, because I think my component cables for PS2 are kind of on the fritz. Or I might have just gotten a bad. I might have just gotten a bad pair, not pair, bad set. So using RGB, and that means I cannot get 480p output. Which Ratchet and Clank 2, 3, and Deadlock support, but not Ratchet and Clank 1. Let's see. Let's check our missions. Okay, we already did. I have no memory of what we did last time. So yeah, we did the hover bike race. We went by the Gadgetron shop. So now it's time to do the swing shot course.
Yay! You're
So,
going
yeah,
to swing and flow like it's.
You know how I said I've got some new interesting bits of trivia about Ratchet and Clank games to share with you? Not necessarily
Yeah.
this one particular. Well, this one does have some interesting, like, behind-the-scenes programming stuff, which we'll get to when we get... Actually, we already did get to one of them. You know the, like, spherical planet segments in this game, like in Maktar Resort? Is probably the best example of it. And they use it like 1 or 2 times in Up Your Arsenal, and then they bring it back in full force for Crack in Time. Ratchet and Clank did fully explorable spherical planets with appropriate gravity like 4 years before Super Mario Galaxy. And it took, I believe, 50,000 lines of code to make those spherical planets and their accompanying physics.
Ooh.
Which is roughly like, I think like a tenth of the code, the amount of code total that was in one of the PS3 games. Also, without getting too much into spoilers for later games, you know, General Alistair Azimuth?
Yeah.
Has his voice ever sounded familiar to you?
Yeah.
You want to know what other role he's known for besides General Alistair Azimuth?
What?
Bozo the Clown.
Oh, wow.
He's been playing Bozo the Clown since the 80s.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Oh, you might want. Oh. Okay, you
Nice
turned it better
save.
than I could. You turned it way better than I could. Like that. Okay, the way you were swinging to and fro actually made me have anxiety.
Another thing I learned going back to the creation of Ratchet and Clank 1 is, you know, the series' iconic gold bolts?
Yeah.
They were not an original part of the game design. They were added, they were like a very last-minute addition.
Oh.
The idea came from, like, they felt that, like, when people were playtesting, they could get into all sorts of areas that weren't intended, and those areas had nothing in them. So they decided to hide an extra collectible there to reward people for thinking outside the box.
I like that, actually. Well, yeah, I got right now. I got
here.
Ooh.
It works! My invention works! Huh? It's called the Terminator.
The Terminator.
We were kidding!
Cleans a body of water. Gadgetron will pay me millions.
Hey, I don't know how long you've been frozen, but I don't think Gadgetron's operated in this galaxy for years. Everyone buys Megacorp products these days.
Hey, maybe you'd like to buy it.
People hate this puzzle that's about to come up.
I mean, I'm just generally not a fan of most of the Terminator puzzles.
I hate them with a passion.
Like, they're not horrible, they're just tedious. Now, if you want to talk about puzzles that I hate in this game, those would be the infiltrator puzzles.
Use the Terminator to thaw
The ball one is really...
That's the one I'm talking about. The
worst.
infiltrator is the ball puzzles.
I thought that was a different... Yeah, the ball one is really
No, the
annoying.
electrolyzer is the one where you're, like, messing with the circuits. But yeah, Terminator, it melts ice and it freezes water. The nerdy furret appears in chat. Hello, good day.
Why are you wearing a Pikachu mask, dude?
So he can fool people into thinking he's Pikachu, and then he can get scooped up by Team Rocket thinking that they found something rare and valuable. Even though Pikachus are not that rare and valuable.
Yeah, now, here's the thing.
5% Viridian Forest. I mean, Viridian.
Yeah. I was once offered a
Hey,
chance
I was
to
right.
join-
I was just joking, but no, I was right.
I mean, here's the thing. I was once offered a chance to join Team Rocket. But, I had to turn it down. You want to know why?
You didn't like the
Why come?
benefits?
Well, here's the thing. When Giovanni first approached me with the opportunity, I was like, okay, you have me at Mayhem, and you have me at Madness. But then he lost me at Rare Pokemon.
I wouldn't mind joining Team Rocket. I like the benefits. If you
Okay,
look at
but-
all the team benefits,
Okay, but when we're talking about like evil villain organization benefits, nobody offers better benefits than Thugs for Less.
oh yeah, 100%. Here's the thing: I'd rather join Thugs for Less than Giovanni's Team Rocket.
Yeah.
Oh
The benefits
boy, time
are
for our first
far
Starfighter
better.
mission.
Can't outrun 'em.
Not to mention, you get treated a whole lot better as well.
God, I hate the Starfighter missions in this game. But it's a good time to talk about some of the development history of at least the original PS3 trilogy, which is that not or PS2 trilogy. Yes, as a matter of fact, yes. Each of these, what we would consider minigames, required the same amount of like time and resources as if they were making their own full game. Which is kind of
So-
why later Ratchet and Clank games dialed down.
I'll say fuck.
Because like, have you ever noticed, like, I didn't show this off on stream, because I abandoned Ratchet and Clank 1 because it was tiring me out. But if you played Ratchet and Clank 1, hey, thank you for the sub. 4-month streak, you're good. You're on your way to what we here like to call a sub baby. But and by we I mean me.
Disturbing.
I agree.
Like the famous glitch in Ratchet and Clank 1 where there's multiple ways to do it, but it basically involves you glitching your way onto the racetrack in Blackwater City so you can grind for infinite bolts. The reason that works is because the racetrack is not like a separate level that's loaded up like a lot of minigames would be. It is a part of the level geometry that's just sectioned off, so it's normally inaccessible. That's a very common trick that Insomniac uses in a lot of their games, dating back to the Spyro games, in order to shorten the amount of load time necessary to load up minigames.
Yep.
And the reason for that in Ratchet and Clank is because Sony had a policy. I say Sony had a policy. They had a lot of stupid policies that affected Insomniac more than anyone else. That first-party titles had to either mask load times or have some sort of like gameplay segment in place of loading screens, which is why, for example, in Jak 2 and Jak 3, the slowly opening doors when you're traveling from sector to sector, or the shots of Ratchet's ship flying in the Ratchet and Clank games. Because technically, those are not load screens, even though they totally are.
Oh no, I just
They're what,
remembered something.
They're what developers call dynamic load screens.
I just remembered something with going Commando on the PS2.
Yeah?
There is a game-breaking bug, and I don't know how I got it. So let me look that up for you, okay?
I mean, I know there's a game-breaking bug, and the thing is, like, it's just random whether it happens or not.
Oh, I think it always happened in the same spot for me. Is the infinite loading, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you already know about it. Yeah, it always happened to me. So I never get a chance to beat it until I got the PS3. So that was annoying.
Do a barrel roll? I think there's a barrel roll option. I just never use it.
R1, I think.
Hold on. I'm intercepting a transmission.
This is R1.
Time I have a collect call to Thugs for Less from a Mr. You Are Gonna Die. Will you accept
Mr.
the charges?
Icy Wiener.
You are gonna die.
I
I'll take that as a
I'm
yes,
looking for
thank
I'm
you.
looking for Mike Hawk.
Uh-oh. I'm paying.
Your moron employees are off at some picnic.
Hey, that was a bonding exercise.
They're not.
I like how he sticks up for his employees,
Yeah. Like
That's the sign of...
Thugs for Less, maybe mercenaries, assassins, in general, ne'er-do-wells, but they look out for each other.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Did you trace that?
Coordinates.
Also, a manager is looking to speak up for his employees more times than not are good managers.
Agreed. So anyway, time to kill some space wasps. I'm probably not gonna bother with most of the starship missions in this game unless I really want to grind for bolts and raritanium. There's 2 crystal collecting missions in this game that reward you with a shitload of bolts if you get all of them, but I'm probably not going to bother with the second one, and you will see why when we get to that one.
I will not say a word because I already know why. Fox me! I never played Star Fox 64.
You have so many ways you can do it now. What's your excuse?
It's just not my kind of game.
I mean, granted, yeah, it's a mostly on rails shooter that you can, like, it's meant to be played multiple times, but that's very like make or break depending on what you're looking for in a game. Like, you can get a lot of replay value out of it if you're like into trying to beat your current records, but if you're like me and you're more of like a one and done type, then it's like, oh, I beat this whole game in like 30 minutes.
Like, another thing too, I like the characters,
Yeah.
I
My problem with Star
like
Fox 64
everybody.
is not necessarily with Star Fox 64. It's how Nintendo views Star Fox 64 as the only Star Fox game that matters.
Yeah.
To the point where I can guarantee that next time Star Fox comes out of retirement, it's going to be for yet another Star Fox 64 remake.
Yeah. Star Fox Adventures is probably it is a Star Fox I want to play because it plays
Star
like
Fox
Zelda.
Adventures was actually granted, not my introduction to Star Fox, because I had played I had seen people play 64, but Adventures was the first one I got to play because I didn't grow up with an N64.
Like, I like the characters. Like, before it was supposed to be called Dinosaur Planet.
Yeah, and now that
But they,
a late beta of Dinosaur Planet is available to play.
Yeah, that was during the Giga Leak, right?
What's that?
No, it was before the Giga Leak.
Oh.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Oh boy, time for Behind the Hero to find out what happened to Captain Quark,
The idol of everyone in the galaxy has finally hit.
as narrated by Steve Bloom.
Humiliation at the hands of Ratchet and Clank. Quark sold bogus merchandise he claimed were Gadgetron products. But a key defect in this product, the personal hygienator, caused severe irritation in sensitive body areas. Alerted authorities to Quark's scam. Behind the
Yeah, like, since I skipped out on the end of Ratchet and Clank 1, I'll fill you in on what happened with Quark. you know, he was working for Direct the whole time. Ratchet kicks his ass. We think he's dead for a little bit, but then he just comes back completely unscathed, pretending to be a Gadgetron salesman named Steve McQuark.
Yep.
Selling PDAs and personal hygienators.
Too late again.
We always seem to be a bit late. Why is that?
How dare
Look at me,
you?
Ratchet. It's not my fault. Blame the writers.
Blame programmers.
I say blame the writers, but believe it or not, did you know that this is also where some of the development of early Ratchet and Clank gets interesting? Have you ever wondered why the first two Ratchet games have such weak stories compared to how good Up Your Arsenal story is?
They were just. Didn't you tell us they were kind of going like?
That's
just want to create levels.
It goes further than that. They did not have a writer as part of their staff until the development of Up Your Arsenal. Like, the writer for Ratchet and Clank 1 and 2 was one of the level designers.
Hold on. Nerdy ferrets.
Hello, I am legit businessman. You want business? Yeah, that's our boy Captain Copernicus Quark, and yes, his full name is Copernicus Quark. So Quark is actually his name. It's not just a name he gave to himself.
No. Yes.
I was referring to for its whole business proposition bullshit. But why?
Ikabokum, that's why.
I mean, it is a game with duos, with a duo of characters, one of whom rides on the back of another. So a
very appropriate.
Is tangentially fitting, and tangentially fitting is good enough for me.
Oh, that's the latest fall fashion. You don't like it, Ratchet?
I mean, did you? I would say, did you see how he dressed in the last game? But granted, he dresses better in this game, mostly because he covers up his nasty-ass feet. Why does he have claws on the sides of his feet? It looks weird.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's probably just natural Lombax.
I mean, granted, he's an alien, but I'm like, why do Lombaxes have those?
There's probably a very good evolutionary reason for that.
Yeah, but like, spoilers, we don't get to see many of the Lombaxes or learn all that much about them.
I mean, true.
Only a handful, sadly.
With the exception of one character in this game who creates sort of like a continuity clusterfuck for later games, to the point where they apologized for her existence in the official art book. Starting from the PS3 games, they established that Ratchet is the last Lombax in the universe.
Yeah, also, I have to say this later on. I'm not going to say it now because I don't want to give too much away. But they retconned the retcon, and then they retconned that again.
Yes. Because this one character just having existed and being a major part of Going Commando creates such a continuity fuck up that it just ruined. Like, if you even acknowledge the fact that this character exists, it blows the entire premise of like an entire trilogy of Ratchet games. Like, it just completely destroys that entire narrative and makes it so like the whole story that they're trying to tell just doesn't work.
Yeah, you have to look elsewhere in order to find the information.
One of them is in the Ratchet and Clank comics. I know that.
Yeah, and it involves a character we don't see in the game, but we hear about.
Yeah.
Like that's about as much as I can say because any more just gives too much away, you know.
I've been playing so much Ratchet 1 lately for a video I'm working on that I forgot you could strafe.
Yeah, I was wondering, like...
I've recorded like 3 playthroughs of Ratchet 1 because I keep going back between PS2 and the HD remaster. Because as it turns out, you know how I kept on complaining about the remaster being kind of jank? Turns out it's only kind of jank if you play the digital version. If you play it on actual disc on PS3, it's fine. And I'm like, how do you... Like, granted, it still has a couple of issues, but it makes me wonder, like, how do you make a game that only runs properly looks and runs properly on one format and not the other, on the same console?
Very carefully.
Also, I love this detail that, the thugs are disguising themselves as mannequins until you approach them.
Believe it or not, you know that actually tricked me when I was through the first area.
I could see that tricking a lot of kids in the PS2 era just due to the, lower resolution of TVs at the time.
Yeah.
Playing it through composite output as well, making it a bit fuzzier.
Yeah. Like it's so creative. I did not know about that bolt.
Yep. And unlike Ratchet and Clank 1, you get benefits for collecting the bolts before your second playthrough. But we'll get to that when we get to it.
Big head mode.
And I'm glad that you finally have interwebs again, Nerdy Furret.
I mean, it's about damn time, but of course, glad to hear he's got it back.
Now we just have to wait until we get to the PS3 game where we find out that they have Space Google. But it's limited to only one computer in the entire universe. And has the same problem with Serpentera from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, where it apparently runs on 2 AAA batteries.
Yeah, we use it right now as one of my favorite weapons.
Yeah, the Seeker Gun is a really good early game weapon, and it still holds up pretty late into the game. It mostly gets replaced by the mini rocket tube later on, but it's a good backup for when you run out of mini rocket ammo.
But not only that, like one of the weapons that doesn't get outclassed at all is the blade one.
The blade one's actually been pretty divisive, from what I've seen. Mostly due to the fact that it has a low rate of fire.
The thing is, the trick of using that one is to jump and dodge.
Like,
that's literally the joke.
I find the basically its replacement in Up Your Arsenal to be a bit more fun to use.
Man, hey, Chuck.
Chuck, hello. Before you ask, I want to try and keep the chat a little bit, the number of people on stream a little bit smaller tonight, just because I'm still feeling kind of sick. So I don't want to, lose focus too much. Not that, I say that like you're distracting. It's basically like, 2 more people is about all I can handle right now. Without my brain just frying.
Let's see.
But I'm still because I came down with an illness out of nowhere, seemingly. Although I may have to push back the episode 1 stream to sometime next week, depending on how long it takes for me to recover. It's an infection, not a disease. I won't go further than that.
Yes.
Yeah. I just like seeing this opening up and going after one of them like
Yeah,
this.
it's a satisfying weapon to watch in action.
Oh hell yeah! Dare I say it? ASMR explosions.
I'm on it. I probably won't die because I've survived worse. I've said for a while now that if I'm going to die, I'm going to make sure that it's in a way that people are going to remember fondly, as opposed to being killed by some sort of illness. Like, whatever kills me is going to be in the history books.
So
right alongside Giles Corey, the guy who died in the Salem witch trials because they were trying to get him to admit to being a witch. And the way that they tried to get him to admit to being a witch was that they, like, strapped him down and put rocks on his chest. And instead of admitting to being a witch, and this went on for days, he would just say more weight over and over again until he finally died from being crushed under the massive amount of weight, with his final words being, more weight.
So
I want to die in a badass way like that.
Local man fight son.
So what you're saying is you want to go out with a bang.
I mean, that I wouldn't call that a bang so much as a squish.
Dude,
That was
stop
more of a
farting.
boom than a bang.
Like, dude, you really need to open a window.
No!
You over here you over here mustard gassing us and shit.
Under the weight of 1,000 anime figures. Specifically the ones with removable clothing.
1,000 pounds of Murasaki.
Which is why I'm hoping for that new Murasaki figurine. I'm hoping that the top is removable. It looks like it is.
Let me guess, 1,000 pounds of Murasaki figures.
I say, you know, I would jokingly say yes, but this is like one of the first figures she's gotten in the franchise's history, even though she's one of the most popular characters.
So I'm not far off what you're saying.
Not one of the most popular in terms of, like, popularity polls, but one of the creator of the series' favorite characters. Granted, he's not at Marvelous anymore, so he doesn't have any say on what gets made and what doesn't. That's part of why the game that's part of why, like, spoiler alerts for if I ever get back to streaming the Senran Kagura games, it ends on a cliffhanger, setting up a sequel that we're probably not gonna get.
Oh no, I love how you went to the room, the four guys popped out, you're like, oh shit, let me run back.
But yeah, spoiler alert for people that I may or may not have gotten into Senran Kagura over the years. The most recent game that, like, advances the story came out in, like, 2015, 2016, and its ending is a setup for a game that never got made and probably won't get made. Because, the, you know, series director and creator left Marvelous because he got fed up with Sony's censorship that only affected Japanese games.
Yeah, and we even got annoyed by it. I mean, if you think about it, the censorship is really stupid.
I mean, that's also why the more recent Senran Kagura games have all been spin-offs and why they've mostly been exclusive to the Switch.
Yes.
But, like, I would like to see the series continue on the Switch if possible. I mean, why not? The entire series... At least port the games to Switch. So they can all... At least port... well, first of all, port Shinobi Versus to consoles, because right now the only places you can play Shinobi Versus are on Steam, which, you know, not a bad way to play it, but not the ideal way to play a console-focused series, and its original release on the PS Vita. It was never released on consoles. And that's kind of a bad thing because Shinobi Versus is like a major introduction for like 90% of the main cast.
He's
Oh boy.
shut. Oh, the timing.
Blitz cannon. Blitz cannon sounds like something, like getting into, the transformographizers side of my brain rot. It sounds like something that Swindle would try to sell Blitzwing, saying like, see, it's made for you. It's even got your name on it.
Honestly, I would see it as Swindle. It would actually probably belong to Blitzwing already, and Swindle probably just swiped it from him and just tried to sell it to somebody else. And just renamed it the Blitz Cannon.
No. See, what Swindle would do if he was a shrewd businessman under the modern grift economy would be he would buy like a generic no-name brand cannon and then brand it as the Blitz Cannon and resell it for like 5 times the price.
Yeah, and the whole selling point that it was quote-unquote Blitzwing's cannon.
Like, it works for Dollar Shave Club, so it should work for Swindle.
Blitzwing could easily be like, it's like, hey, that's not mine. Never mind. And yes, I know that's not my Blitzwing voice, but still.
Oh boy, who's ready for an ad?
Got a ship that needs improvements? Worried
He said shit.
At Slim Cognitos, your secret is safe.
Slim Cognito, I love this guy.
Weapons, shielding, or a new
He's a fan favorite character.
Quickly, cheaply, and most important, quietly. So next time you're in the market for some legally ambiguous refashioning, remember the name. Slim Cognitos. The only inspections we pass are yours.
Still a more trustworthy and legitimate businessman than Bubs.
Let's face it, we'd still buy from Bubs.
I mean, yeah,
Someone inside might know where the thief was headed.
like, the thing about Bubs that you need to understand, and this is canon, is on his main storefront, he sells dangerous crap that's marketed as if it's like legitimate business items, right? Like legitimate products that are actually like cheaply made dangerous crap.
Yeah.
But he also has a black market that he runs where he sells legitimately good items that are not like legally or safely I'm making up a new word. Safely dubious in the slightest. Like, he saves his good merch for the black market and uses his legitimate business to sell crap.
I have a legit question now.
When questioned about that, he said, I have a reputation to uphold.
Sure, let's go with that.
So let me ask you this: would you trust a sandwich from Bubs or from Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage?
Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage.
Foot massage.
Wait, you don't know Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage?
No, he does.
Oh.
He showed me a Toby Jones. He showed me a local Toby Jones ad for like an actual business in Chicago.
What?
Like, not actual like the guy that played Toby Jones, basically doing the same shtick, but legally not playing the Toby Jones character because that's owned by a comedy duo.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but I saw the guy on TV one night. I was just like watching Seguli, and he just happened to. It was like around Halloween. He was on TV.
Yeah, it was for a costume
That's amazing.
shop.
Yeah.
Because Toby Jones lives in the Chicago area.
Yo, I would love to meet Toby Jones.
We gotta find him
Wavy
first.
Web Surf has an interview with him where he talks about like the making of the Toby Jones videos.
I gotta watch that later.
Like, one of the things he talks about was that they tried to pitch a TV series to Adult Swim where, like, every episode would be about Toby Jones trying to sell a different product. But Adult Swim turned it down.
I would totally watch it.
All right.
And also, if the Toby Jones...
Wait. Why is that thing up there? On the railing. The little chicken thingy. Chicken bot.
The Mouser, as we called them last time.
He's just chilling up there. Yo, that one up there is vicious. It's the hierarchy.
It's the pecking order.
Picking order.
Oh,
It's
God.
you. The dirt. The worms inside of the dirt.
Popo stool.
Popo stool. Kami. Then Popo. Any questions?
No good.
Popo could defeat Sonic. Change my
Yes,
mind.
he could. He could.
Any version of Sonic.
Sonic has defeated gods before, but he hasn't defeated eldritch abominations that transcend our mortal realm, like Popo.
Yes.
Like Sonic may be able to, like, actually no, Sonic wouldn't be able to outrun him because technically Popo's carpet is even faster than instant transmission.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't require locking onto an energy signature first.
Yeah. Oh, and Chuck, I actually have a game that I question my sanity on why I own. It's like a dating sim that's like, I don't know, this girl's supposed to be like a cat girl that actually bites you. I don't know why I have it on the Switch. I think I was drunk when I bought it.
For the low price of $100, you can help extend my Shantae collection. How about no?
Yeah, here's the answer for it.
No!
For the low price of roughly $300, you can help me buy an original, not reproduction or limited run printing, copy of Shantae for the Game Boy Color.
No!
That's more appropriate.
The funny thing is, I actually have the Switch version and I have the Game Boy Color version from Limited Run.
Like, the way that you asked that, Nerdy for it makes me think of Sonor Card Gauge in the Strong Bad email about garage sales. It's like, won't you help me buy this can of peas for you?
Dash Cat!
Dash Cat,
Oh, wow.
It's been a while. I've missed you.
Welcome home. We're gonna make you wish that you'd stayed gone.
I really hate the Terminator puzzles.
So do I.
I think this is the second to last one, I think.
Like, the reason I don't like the Terminator puzzles very much is because, like, they're tedious, 2, they're clunky, and 3, they're barely in the game to begin with, so they could have been cut.
Yeah, there's one area and one area specifically, right? And that one area is where they the water pulses up and down.
Yeah, it's
That's the one.
I know what you're talking about. Keep in mind, I've played the original trilogy now. I'm
Yeah.
almost done with playing the whole series now, apart from the spin-offs.
Nice.
In fact, this is one of those areas where it pulses up and down.
Yeah, I think there's one more area, or this might be the only. Oh, this might be the last area that I'm thinking about.
Like,
Also,
this is
for
only the
its,
second. This is the first level
sorry.
where we've had to actually use the Terminator after getting it.
Okay, so there's probably one more area
It's just
that I'm thinking about.
it's
Then.
later in this stage that you like. What it wants you to do is time when you freeze and melt it, so it's like low enough for you to get through a tight squeeze, but high enough that you can jump up onto the higher areas. But I don't do that because that's too much of a pain in the ass. I just freeze it when it's at its lowest, pass through, melt it, and because of like here, this is where I think one of the areas where it happens is, or it's maybe in the next room.
The next one.
But like there's a shark in there. But the shark won't attack you unless the water's at its lowest or highest. So in the middle of rising, it won't attack you. So I just freeze it while it's rising. After I've melted it again. I'm going backwards, aren't I? I hate the layout of this place.
I honestly have no idea. I haven't played. I've only beaten Going Commando once. Because we're near to where I get my game-breaking issues.
Okay, so yeah, I am going backwards. Fun. Yeah, this level, like, Going Commando, gameplay, massive step up. Level design, kind of hit and miss. I know that this is where it happens.
This is what we were talking about.
Yeah. It also helps that you don't have to freeze or melt it all at once.
Yeah.
Burst shoot, so you can freeze it instantly when it reaches the level you want. Congratulations, Lewis and Clark, you're lost. Hey, at least I'm Lewis and Clark instead of Robert Falcon Scott.
Ooh.
Also, Furret, that wasn't Alistair that I was referencing. More like Vox, but yes. Yeah. Oh, good. Good.
I feel like I'm gonna have to do a bit of a history lesson to explain the comparison to Robert Falcon Scott.
I think it's going to have to be a little bit higher, I think. Or no, you raise it at this point.
Yeah,
right?
what I do is I just like get right up next to the wall, melt it.
Yosh.
Question mark. Profit.
So I've never done it this way.
That's how I've always done it because I didn't know the intended way to do it.
Yeah, the intended way was supposed to get it like halfway.
Yeah, but that's a stupid way to do it, so I elect to do it a better way.
I think honestly, I think you're doing it. I never really watched speedruns, but I'm pretty sure you're doing it the speedrun route. So you taught me basically a speedrun tactic. You know that, right?
I do it for this one too.
You're basically teaching me a speedrun tactic.
I mean, after I already taught you a speed, I keep teaching you things about these games without trying to. I just feel like, oh, he must know all this already because he's the expert.
Go fish. I don't know why, but that kind of makes me think of that it's a lurker fish.
I mean, Naughty Dog did kind of work on these games, or at least the first one a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, that was bullshit.
That was
dude.
Dude. You wanna know what happened?
X-card on me, sir. I don't think that's how that works.
I know what happened. You wanna know what happened?
What?
You were talking shit about instant transmission. So that fish was like, nah, you ain't this is my boy Goku like that. Yo, that fish knew Goku, dude. That fish knew Goku. And
But
you
did
done
that fish
fucked
know
up.
Gungaga?
I don't think you know about Gongaga.
You know Gungaga?
Me Gongaga.
Look, I have an imaginary friend named Bosco.
You know Bosco?
You mean the... you made me think about that, the bed bug sniffing dog.
You know, Crypto Luigi's probably the most fitting redeem to keep popping up in these old school Ratchet and Clank streams.
Next wave is digital, catch me on the way up. The glow up is visible, couple more. Watch mine gon' go up, it's about to go nuts. It's about to go nuts.
About to go nuts already, yeah.
Especially because this is the game where you have to pay the most people in order to progress. Like, they pretty much drop it after this game because they realized, hey, gating progression behind in-game paywalls where, like, you just can't go on with the story if you haven't spent your money right is kind of a stupid idea. Even if it's a great commentary on capitalism, it doesn't make for a fun gameplay mechanic.
Looking into you, moneybags.
I mean, these are the same developers that gave us moneybags.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what killed the dinosaurs?
The Terminator?
The Ice Age! God fucking damn it.
That fish just says no to things like hitboxes or
poorly thought out jokes.
The laws of physics.
Just get it halfway. It's going to be the easiest thing to do.
I've never had this much trouble with this before. Okay, you know how a lot of people complain that douchebags ruined the song My Way by Frank Sinatra?
Yeah.
My God, the shotgun.
Is My Way by Frank Sinatra inherently any more or less douchey than My Way by Limp Bizkit?
You know, we sorry to interrupt, but we gotta really hand it to Cloud. They really know how to come in with a bang.
Yep. And also, Cloud, good on you for banning the V-Bucks scammer. I caught that in the mod messages, and I applaud you for doing your work as intended.
It feels like I know the clapping's for the botting, the V-Bucks thing, but it felt like it was clapping because of the death, because of the timing. Right?
I appreciate that. Well, you never bonking me, but I appreciate you bonking scammers with the ban hammer.
All scammers shall get the ban hammer.
After all, it is our job, Cloud.
I wouldn't call it a job because you don't get paid for it. I'd call it more of an internship.
Tomato, potato.
Basically,
I'm like Dr. Eggman. I don't pay my interns because it's the most evil thing I can possibly do.
You know, like I said, potato, tomato.
You know what they say.
All toasters toast?
Nah, they don't say anything because they took a vow of silence.
You know what they say, Luigi. All toasters.
Toast.
Do I have
I'm
to
so
bring
glad
out the
that I was
gas
able
again?
to find an interview with, I believe his name's Mark Grau, who voiced Mario and Luigi in Hotel Mario, and also Mr. Zircon from the later Ratchet and Clank games. Also, having played a bit more of Rift Apart, I love what they did with alternate universe Mr. Zircon.
Perhaps these robots can assist us.
Excuse me.
I'm going to tell you right now what happened with alternate universe Mr. Zircon, and you're going to love it. I just know it. He's a pacifist.
I heard what the fuck. That's my response.
Like he's a bartender and he doesn't allow fights in his bar.
Oh, so he's basically like McAdam.
And his son runs the arena. And he doesn't approve of his son running the arena because he wants people to solve their problems non-violently.
Oh, you didn't do the bolts for the egg guys.
I can go back.
Hang on. I swear, I gotta see
Yeah.
what's going on. I gotta see what's going on. Hey! Hey!
Come on, take me back. Oh, there we go. I had to wait for it to turn around. I don't know why I'm going all like going like stereotypical New Yorker there, but I guess I got too much of that. I've been watching too much Vinny.
So I'm laughing because remember when the stream just started, right? I did the hello there. It finally popped up with a message on my thing.
Yeah, like for me, like for whatever reason, I don't know why, but when I did the whole Billy Mays thing, like it did it on the stream, but in the chat it didn't show up until like maybe about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it showed up on stream.
Yeah, I remember it showed up on stream. It just didn't show up in.
I mean,
like,
the hello there did too.
Yeah.
7 streams. Nice.
Both of you have 7 streams.
Yeah, I'm really supposed to be at like 57 or 60 something now.
What? Oh, nothing. Just some robot humor.
Oh, there's probably some squishy jokes. And for people who don't know, you'll learn about that joke in the next game.
Yeah, I can't wait. Really, even though I like going Commando. Phrasing.
Oh no.
Even though I like the second game, Up Your Arsenal is the one I'm really looking forward to getting into.
It's probably my all-time favorite.
Yes.
Hey, Shadow Dragon.
Interestingly, there's been a growing contingent of people that are like recognizing some pretty subjective flaws that Up Your Arsenal has compared to the first 2 games, mostly due to not shifting its focus, but the idea to include online multiplayer I say day and date. They couldn't patch on PS2, and yet they still found a way to patch stuff on the PS2 version because the fucking programmers over at Insomniac are wizards.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good night for it.
Later for it.
Yeah. Since I can't cover any of the online multiplayer in Up Your Arsenal because the servers for both versions are down.
Yeah,
and there's no private
you.
servers available at the moment.
If the servers were still up, I would have helped you with that easily.
Yeah.
Because you already know I'm a big fan.
There we go. Had to reposition myself. Anyways, let's go get some illegal ship mods. Sorry, dubiously legal ship mods.
Yeah, I heard about the plumbers don't wear ties. I forgot about it. I didn't know it came out
I
this
knew
month.
it was getting a remaster. I just didn't know when that remaster was coming out because they announced it like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Ooh.
And I know that either they already did or they're going to. They were going to have like an autograph signing or like a it's like a meet and greet for limited run games at a convention either this weekend or next weekend, sometime coming up. And the lady that played the lady from Plumbers Don't Wear Ties is going to be one of the guests.
Ooh, nice.
Along with the voices of Link and Zelda from the Zelda CDI games.
Oh, I want to go. But yeah, some more fun news, right? So whenever I get out the car, or right now, what kind of lean back because my back hurts, I sound like N64 Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Yeah, legit. Like, not even joking. I legit sound like him.
So what you're saying is you sound like Grant Kirkhope, because he did the voice lines for N64 Donkey Kong.
Oh, God. So, me being in pain, I sound like him, yes. Trying to get out the car.
PAX, that's where it is. It's at PAX.
PAX East or PAX West?
Whichever one's coming up. Or whichever one was like, one's this weekend is
JKR.
Yes.
Why'd you fart again, bruh?
That was the TNT crate in game.
Nah.
TNT crate.
We already know. We already know that was JKR farting the
You know what they say. You know what they say. He who smelt it dealt it.
No, I heard it. I ain't smell it. I heard it.
But you know what they also say. You know what they also say. He who denied it supplied it.
Technically, I'm not denying it. I'm telling you how I know about it.
Yeah, but I didn't do it this time. I admit to it.
So you are
now you're denying it now.
Here's the thing. I will admit to the fact that I did it the first couple of times. But that one was in the game, not me. My hands were free for the controllers.
You're denying it, so you guys applied it.
Screw you.
Dude, we already explained that's not going to happen.
That's not what I bet you fucking know that you have.
Yeah, then why do you keep saying it? You know how this is going to end.
Down.
It's like Charlie Brown thinking that he's finally going to kick the football.
Look. It's been a long day for me. I'm tired.
Yes, it's been a long day for me too. I had a doctor's appointment in the morning and then came home to find out that someone fucking hit and ran my car while I was in the hospital parking lot.
Yeah, I hate when people hit my car. It pisses me off. Also, if you want to have a lot of fun with the throwing disc, just throw a fuck ton for no reason at a monster.
See,
oh
that
my
one was
gosh.
That was me. I will admit to that.
Open a window.
If you could just hear the difference in the
carpet. Oh my goodness! Why you keep carpet bombing us?
I didn't do that one.
You're denying it, so you just applied it.
You could clearly see it in the stream. You could clearly see it in game.
I didn't see anything. I heard it.
I mean, without getting into discussions of like audio waveforms, you cannot see a sound.
Didn't say he could see it either. I said
you did say you can see it on stream. You cannot see a sound unless we're like talking about audio waveforms in like audio editing.
Okay. Allow me to rephrase. Allow me to rephrase. Okay.
Allow me to re-irritate.
Allow me to fucking rephrase that. I meant that he could see the bomb that supplied it go off
on the stream.
I didn't see anything.
I mean, there's only one bomb right here.
Oh yeah, I got something annoying that happened to me today.
What?
So I got a birthday coupon from Cold Stone, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And I wanted to use it today because I was going to share ice cream with one of the girls I know.
Yeah.
That works upstairs. For some reason, they couldn't find me in their system, even though I had the email. And they even showed the email to the guy. So I need to call the customer service to see what's going on with that. I may have to actually print it out.
My annoying thing related to birthday coupons is I signed up for Starbucks' rewards program solely so I could get the free drinks on my birthday, and I always forget to go there on my birthday without fail.
Oh yeah, I have the I gotta put the app back on my phone so I can get my free coffee.
See, again, that was not me. You could tell that was not me.
I mean, I didn't even accuse you.
Okay, but what if it was?
Here's the thing.
In an alternate dimension, given that multiverses are all the rage right now, in an alternate universe, what if it was?
All I gotta say is this: I didn't even accuse you, and you denied it.
If everything in that universe was the same except for that.
Yeah. All I gotta say is this: I didn't even accuse you, and you denied it. So you supplied it.
Okay, getting off the topic of gaseous distinction, as my late grandmother would say. This segment right here was a programming nightmare, according to the Insomniac staff, and they cited it as the worst and most overly complex thing that they have ever designed, and promised to use it as a benchmark for what not to do in any games ever again. It's not like it may look simple to you, like, you know, you're on a moving train, right? You see that in a lot of games. The train is actually moving in the environment instead of it just having the illusion of moving. So it has physics that are affected by the movement of the train. Like where your shots travel.
The funny thing is, I actually like this area.
Like, it's a running gag, apparently, with the Insomniac staff that anytime someone says, like, an idea that they're trying to implement is crazy, one of the senior staff will respond with, "It's nowhere near as crazy as having a fight on an actually moving train."
Nah.
All right, I'll hydrate. My throat is in need of some moistening.
Oh, wait. Phrasing.
Moistening.
Phrasing.
Honestly, that what cracks me up is the fact is that back in 2019, it was either 2019 or 2020. I don't remember, but I remember that I remember this much. There was an ongoing gag between my friend and the rest of our classmates. And every time anyone said moist, she would just cringe every time someone said moist. So most of the time it just became a question of, like, how can we get her to cringe this time?
I mean, be thankful that I didn't say the thing I usually say whenever people request to hydrate from me.
I mean, that is fair.
Where instead of saying that I'm moistening my throat, I say that I'm lubricating my throat.
Phrasing.
Both are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
The best kind of correct. You are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
And Ratchet died.
So now that we're having our big final showdown with the thief, do you think that the game's gonna be over after this?
Nope.
It's almost like this big thief villain that we've been building up, who we've also made sure to establish is clumsy as shit, isn't actually our main antagonist. Dare I say, they are a decoy antagonist.
Detagonists.
Damn, not enough.
I heard that.
Heard what?
Yeah, not
You
enough.
motherfucker.
Oh, I said, damn it, not enough. Because basically, was going to play the Corey Feldman thing, but I don't have enough points to do it.
Fun fact, that album's not available on streaming anymore, and no one knows why.
I am 2,700 away from it.
Okay, but if you're gonna kill a Furby, is strapping it to a missile really the best way to do it?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, yes, it is the most entertaining way to do it, but is it the most efficient?
Yes, especially if it's going into a sun.
Oh god, we got a fucking Hobgoblin ripoff.
Wow, it's almost like this villain's going down real easily. Okay, may have to restart this fight with full health. Yeah.
Oh well.
Beat double knockout.
Yeah, I hate when I get double knockouts on boss fights in pretty much any game, because it's like, oh, because you happen to die at the same time, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a kid, I always found that funny, but nowadays it's like, god damn it, that's annoying.
Shit. I am an adult. I've got shit to do.
Yeah, right.
But hey, at least it's not as egregious as literally any boss fight in Tools of Destruction due to how that game handles damage.
Yeah, I don't like the damage.
Armor is just not worth getting in Tools of Destruction. Like, spoilers for my thoughts on Tools of Destruction. Story's okay. Kind of doesn't really go anywhere. Ends on an awful cliffhanger. And, the gameplay is kind of mid. And
I feel like there's so many...
I hate how it does damage in Tools of Destruction, because unlike literally every other game in the Ratchet and Clank series, instead of having specific types of attacks deal specific types of damage, it's like, oh, we're all hits deal a percentage of your health as their damage value that scales higher and higher the further you are in the game. So even if you're, on top of getting all the armor upgrades that say that they'll block like up to 65% of damage in some cases, you still die in like 3 hits. Alright, now switch back to the Seeker now that I've whittled him down a bit. You guys still there?
I'm still here.
You were awfully quiet.
I'm pondering, Pinky.
Beep, 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 beep.
I think you're getting Pinky confused with the Roadrunner.
I just went beep, 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 beep. That was it.
Yeah, that's what the Roadrunner says.
Yes.
He says beep, beep. Boom.
And now for this,
hey, we got the Protopet back.
Nice.
Do you suppose we should stop him?
Not worth it. We got what we came for. Let's just get that little guy back to Mr.
I mean, be honest. Would you want that as a pet?
Is that you?
No, honestly.
I mean, I would, but for the bullshit reasons, not legitimate.
The whole reason that you see it literally attacking the handler, the mask
Don't
guy.
spoil.
Coordinates to our next rendezvous point.
No, you saw the video thing beforehand, where it's just basically bum rushing and needed sulfuric acid and all that stuff.
Manufacturing and mining, a tireless drum major leading the galaxy on its march of progress. Come to our desert mining facility.
Not only that, it bits Clank's hand, so no.
When we first arrived, we found a planet completely overrun by rainforest.
Oh my, that's terrible.
We transformed this impassable jungle into an easily navigable desert.
Oh, that's wonderful, isn't it?
Again, really heavy-handed with the capitalism commentary, and I love it.
I was gonna question, how come PETA never got angry about this?
Because no, I can't answer because that's spoilers.
Is that facility still operational, sir?
Alas, no, but it's steeped in hysterics. I've offloaded the condiments to your naval.
What was that?
We'll see you there.
Me leaning back. I told you I was like Donkey Kong.
Also, what do you think of Abercrombie Fizzwidget's habit of malapropers?
Oh, it's fun.
Hey, there's Mr. Fizzwidget.
Thanks, asshole!
Yo, we need to thank assholes are redeemed now. You know that, right? Especially the way you said that.
So, do you have the delivery?
Bro, it sounds like a drug deal.
Come, gentlemen. There is precious little time.
Doesn't it?
Yes.
Just sit back and relax, boys. How about a little flying music?
Jesus Christ, Fizzwidget. Who lets this man drive?
He did that on purpose.
He's just the...
Any name I can think of is political, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Come on. Let's see if we can find a way out of here.
Abercrombie Fizzwidget is proof that there needs to be an age limit on how old you can be before you're, no longer allowed to drive.
Agreed.
Why
did I say it like...
Do I get the lava gun?
Do it. Ooh, you're gonna have fun with the lava gun on this stage.
Yeah, this is a good stage to have the lava gun. Lava gun's one of my favorite weapons in the game until it gets its upgrade, because then it stops being a good weapon. And it actually served as an important learning lesson for Insomniac when it came to weapon design and upgrades later on. Like, spoilers for the upgrade version of the lava gun. It changes from, area of effect stream of lava to rapid-fire meteor launcher.
If anything, it should have started off as the meteor gun and then the lava gun.
Well, the problem that Insomniac found was at, like, the heart of everyone's complaints about the meteor gun was not necessarily its utility, but the fact that it changes utility entirely between its base form and its upgraded form. So you get used to using it for one purpose, and then once it's upgraded, you have to find a new purpose for it because it doesn't fill that niche anymore.
Yeah, I will say this.
And that's why for Ratchet and Clank 3, they went with the liquid nitrogen gun as its upgrade instead, and it basically keeps the same effect, but now it freezes stuff.
Yeah, it freezes and does burn damage, which is nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, when it's upgraded to the meteor gun, it's useful for
I mean, it's not useless. It's not a useless weapon. It's just it changes so much in how you're able to use it that it feels like they should have been two separate guns.
Yeah, what I was gonna say though is for the arenas, is useful for some of the
it's really
bosses.
useful for it's really useful for boss fights. But then again, so is the lava gun.
Yeah.
Because unlike
the lava...
unlike the Pyrocitor outside of the PAL regions, the lava gun deals damage on almost every frame outside of regular enemy. Oh, I love this bit.
Oh, I'm gonna shut up on this.
Hold on. This one says, use rock to break glass to get wrench to break glass to get rock. Ooh, I love logic puzzles. Let's see. If you break the glass with the...
Solved it.
Your wrench now does more damage.
Ratchet does not have time for puzzles. Fuck it.
Here's the thing. All you had to do was get a rock from outside to break it.
Yes.
And then you would have... That's literally the logic puzzle. That's literally the logic puzzle.
But yes, that now we have a stronger wrench.
But yeah, I was gonna say, like, when it's in the lava gun form, when you're fighting bosses, it's great crowd control.
Yep.
When it's in the meteor form, damage-wise.
I use it as my crowd control gun, and I usually try not to upgrade it to the meteor gun.
But yeah, you have so many other weapons that do better damage as the boss dealing damage, but it's nice to fall back on at least.
Yeah. Also, by the way, I checked, and we were both wrong about having the Rhino on a Ratchet and Clank 1 save file. It's a million bolts no matter whether you had it on a Ratchet and Clank 1 save file or not.
Ah.
Because they didn't want to just give away the game-breaking gun for free. Or even
Those
discounted.
Dicks. Those dicks! Let me stop.
I mean, they know that's a game-breaking gun, to the point where in one of the PS3 games, its in-game description describes it as so game-breaking that it was banned from being mass-produced. I can't wait until we get multiple quick selects in Ratchet and Clank 3.
Yeah.
Especially because we get so many gadgets in this game that honestly could have been, I'm surprised it took them so long to figure out that, hey, maybe the swing shot should be context sensitive instead of something you have to equip.
I also like this this leap of faith.
Yeah. There's not many of them in Ratchet and Clank, but this is a good one. You can't wait for the Shadows of the Damned remaster this year, neither can I. I'm happy that we're getting a remaster of it. Oh boy, pay attention, guys.
3 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, Billy Mays here.
Nope.
This changes nothing.
Her outfit changed.
We have returned it to Mr. Fizz widget.
Oh, you've just put the whole galaxy in imminent danger. But
This is the character that breaks the lore of the series, by the way.
Yeah.
any intention of fixing the mess you've made, watch this.
Oh no! Good thing that wasn't
That toaster toasts more than toast.
It toasts faces.
Are safe for you and your family. These are just a few of the products we've rejected to help keep you safe. The Tiny Tot Slingshot, the Nuclear Mousetrap, Self-Wedgifying
Nuclear Mousetrap.
and the Lawn Ninjas. So the next time your toaster doesn't explode in your face, say a little thank you to the Megacorp Testing Facility.
Okay, but I want lawn ninjas.
What does a testing facility
I am unsure. However, I believe we should investigate that location.
I would totally buy some lawn ninjas. Maybe that could keep maybe that could keep people from stealing my fucking hubcaps.
Wait, that keeps happening?
Wait, what?
It has happened one too many times.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact why they stole my hubcaps. It's because right outside of this neighborhood is a junkyard that buys scrap.
Mm.
I love the Mystic.
So, once the Mystic is done, I gotta say something.
No. That's definitely mine.
This vessel suffers from wounded Cha. Only the power of the crystals can hope to heal it. Crystals, sir? Crystals? Like those found in the desert? Beyond. Oh.
Well, we don't have any better ideas. Let's go grab a few crystals.
So we're getting some Cash Banuka in our Ratchet and Clank.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course.
So for people who heard that girl's voice, right?
Yes, Katsusa is the voice actress.
Yes. They've done Tuffy from Tom and Jerry a few times.
Actually,
Phil,
still to this day.
Yeah, 2022 was the last one for that one. And they're also doing the voice of Phil Lil DeVille.
Yeah,
I was shocked about.
Yeah, she voiced Phil, Lil, and their mother in the original series.
Yeah. So one that shocked me that I didn't know about was Vivi in both Chocobo GP and World of Final Fantasy.
She also voiced Lita Halford in Brutal Legend.
Let me see. She did Lola Bunny and Wabbit.
Yeah, she's a legendary voice actress with an instantly recognizable voice.
One that you would definitely like was the tour guy in Robots in Disguise, 2015.
I haven't seen that.
Ah, okay.
Puny little weapon, and with a few tweaks, I can turn it into
Transformers Rescue Bot. She's a bunch of characters.
Yeah, I can guarantee you've heard Katsusi's voice somewhere before.
Yeah.
Even if you... No matter what generation you're from, you've heard her voice somewhere.
Yeah, I'm most familiar with her voice from Rugrats. I do think I did hear it in like one episode of Robots in Disguise. Kier, what episode was it that did
I don't know episode.
It doesn't say what episode, it just says tour guide.
Okay.
Yeah, oh wow, she was in Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. Wow.
That was a good show back in the day.
Name Blake, Waitress, Vampire, Parent 1, Parent 2, and Female Tourist. Yo, wait a minute! Okay, minor characters, but still, Generator Rex. Underrated show.
Yeah, I agree.
Underrated show.
I loved Generator Rex when it was on the air.
They were Cupid Farnsworth in Futurama.
Yeah, Cubert in Futurama, yeah. Few other characters in Futurama, I believe, as well.
One I'm super excited about. Star Wars The Clone Wars, the TV show.
Which Clone Wars?
TV show, 2008, excuse me.
Okay, because remember, there are 2 Clone Wars TV shows.
Yeah, but there's like Clone Wars and then there's the Clone Wars.
Yeah, there's Clone Wars and there's the Clone Wars.
Yeah, the one for 2008, the 3D one, not the animated one.
Not the good one. I kid.
Oh, we fight it.
Not the Gendy Tartakovsky underrated classic that has the
underrated
Grievous.
Oh, it is so underrated, dude.
It really
is. It has the more interesting General Grievous than what even the movies gave us.
Yep.
One I knew about was Lost Odyssey, but in Star Wars there were Mon Martha, Mina Bonteri, and Jet.
So Mon Mothma, Mina Bonteri, and what was the third?
Jet. Jet.
Oh, Jet. There's so many fucking characters in the Clone Wars. I don't remember a Jet.
Oh, have you guys saw 2007 Transformers animated? Right?
Yeah.
I have not seen it.
Oh,
That's been
Professor
that's been a constant.
Princess.
That's been a constant within like me meeting new people that are also in the Transformers fandom. Is like, hey, I didn't watch animated. I keep meaning to. It's just I'm really bad at starting new series.
I've seen some of the episodes here and there, but they were Professor Princess, Dispatcher, and Trisha.
Oh god, Professor Princess.
Oh, they were in Chowder also. Yo, there's so many good ones.
Yeah, Castucci's been voice acting since like late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, they were Kanga. Oh my gosh, I'm just thinking about the really hot Kanga meme. Oh god. I'm not a furry, but
I'm not a furry, but I do make exceptions for Rouge the Bat, and as we've seen now, her name is Angela Cross.
Wait! Oh my god!
Yes, I am always attracted. I am almost without fail attracted to the characters that nobody likes.
No. She was Shin-Chan.
Yes, in one of
And
the
the mother.
many dubs of it.
Yeah, and the mother as well.
Yeah, believe it or not, Shin-Chan has multiple English dubs.
Oh yeah, I am not
So
surprised.
it's probably not the Funimation dub. But there's like 3 or 4, including Funimation, there's like 3 or 4 English dubs of Shin-Chan.
Okay, some of the Ben 10 ones, the original 2005, I'm shocked about. Like Edwin Grandsmith, Tiffany, and the rest I don't remember, honestly.
Speaking of Transformers
Oh.
animated and Benison Tennyson, did you know that Derek J. Wyatt didn't actually like working on Ben 10 Omniverse?
Seriously? I didn't know that.
Like, apparently, later in life, he said that he wasn't satisfied with his work on Ben 10 Omniverse.
I mean, I do like some of the designs he drew for Omniverse, though. I mean, you know, I did like some of the updated designs he gave for the aliens. That was cool.
Part of it was due to how divisive the show's, more so the show's writing rather than its designs were among the fan base.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop here from it because I'm just seeing so many that are blowing my mind. From the Animatrix, Dark Cloud 2, Ozzy and Drex. I need to back away from it. And I'm not even like a third of the way down.
But Dr. Cortex, to reach full power, we need not only your Master Crystal, but also the remaining
25 slave crystals from the surface.
How do you expect to... Go ahead.
I can't remember the entire speech, but...
Oh, yeah. How do you expect to retrieve them?
I remember, you know, Peak Engine, I should say, which is like either his original voice actor, Brendan O'Brien, rest in peace, or, Corey Burton, would do a Peter Lorre impression, and then that would be heavily filtered.
Yeah, I can see
to
that.
get that iconic engine mechanical sound.
Yeah, I honestly,
But
I'll be honest,
outside of Wrath of Cortex, where they just straight up forgot to put the filter. So
Yeah.
it's just Corey Burton doing an impression of Peter Lorre for engines, like one line of dialogue.
Right. I don't like how they redid his character in the Insane trilogy. Just something about him just felt off.
I mean, he still plays him in Crash 4, and I feel like they did him a bit better in Crash 4.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, him being a metalhead kind of comes out of nowhere, but it makes sense in a punny way.
It's an on-the-nose joke, but it's still funny.
I mean, it's fitting for the kind of humor that Crash was supposed to be. I say supposed to be based around because, like, the idea of Crash is that it was supposed to be like a send-up of classic Looney Tunes shorts.
Yeah.
But they never really did that in the games themselves during the Naughty Dog era. So, like, you know, Twin Sanity and the games after that in the Vivendi Universal era go, like, a bit too far in the comedy direction, in my opinion. Whereas Crash 4 goes a bit too much in the seriousness direction. But it does have some of that good comedy that Naughty Dog had clearly always wanted to be there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Also, I've got more than enough crystals now to fix the ship. I'm just trying to get some extra bolts. Because we only need 10 to fix the ship.
How many do you have?
13.
13.
You get paid
On the
for
screen.
any extra crystals you find. There's 100 in
Nice.
total. Each one pays out 1,000 bolts. So, well, there's 100 in total, but 10 of them are required for plot progression.
Yeah.
Also, just dying is quicker than going back the way you came. Also, I need to get the glider while I'm here. The glider, talk about a piece of shit.
It's not
like the
that
glider.
bad. It's not that bad.
I would feel it justifies itself better if it was used more than like 2 or 3 times in the whole game.
It was used twice, yeah. They sit in that area for that one item I've
Like you
never
use
been
it
able
when
to
you
get.
use it when you first get it. You use it in the weapons factory.
And
For a
that's it.
section that is blatantly padded.
Yeah,
and
try
then you
getting
use-
the
Yeah, then you use it on Planet Grelban for the last time, and then you never use it again. Because it serves basically the same function. Even though it works differently, it serves basically the same function as the levitator you get a bit later. So those easily could have been the same item.
yeah. Or they could have also added they could have utilized the thing better.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of they
Yeah.
could have done this differently, but what it comes down to is they only had about 10 months to make this game.
Yeah.
So corners had to be cut.
Like something I would have loved to have seen is like, in order to get the levitator, you actually had to go through a couple of glider puzzles, and I think
Instead
that would
of
have been
just
interesting.
buying it.
Yeah. Like someone's like, "Oh, you made it here." Like I've been stuck here for 3 years. What's going on?
Basically like that one dragon in Treetops in Spyro 1.
Oh no.
Where you know exactly the one I'm talking about. The one that you have to do all those specific supercharged jumps off of.
Yep.
And when you get to him, he's like, I thought I'd be stuck up here forever. And then Spyro's like, you could get stuck, you could get frozen somewhere easier to reach next time or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like that would have been a funny little Easter egg, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I do appreciate some of the Easter eggs that are in this, including in Rift Apart. They make some references to some dead PlayStation IPs.
Ah.
Like, without getting into spoilers for Rift Apart, which also, well, no, I'll share that later. Without getting into spoilers for Rift Apart, there's like a lore audio log collectible for like one of the Lombax scientists who's mapping out all the different dimensions, testing out the Dimensionator, right?
Yeah.
And in them, he mentions different dimensions that he's come across. And he's like, oh, in this one, I encountered a tall, lanky man who did a lot of spin kicks. And he had a small, furry creature riding on his shoulder, providing live commentary. Or another universe he goes into, he's like, I encountered a furry creature that appeared to be some sort of thief wielding a cane. Sadly, because Sony seems to hate Ape Escape, we don't get a reference to Ape Escape as one of those universes. But we do
Sony, make Ape Escape 4.
At least Ape Escape 1 and... Well, I say 1 and 2 are available on PS5, but the version of Ape Escape 2 is the European version, and it doesn't run properly on PS5.
Damn.
Like outside of the fact that's the European version, it just doesn't function as intended on PS5. And Sony, like, that's the problem with, like, pretty much all the PS2 classics on PS5, which is a problem because they're using that as one of their selling points for the premium tier. And almost all of them have issues.
It'd be kind of hilarious.
On PS4.
If someone opened a class action lawsuit against them.
Well, it's... Apart from, like, one of the games, they're still playable. It's just, like, they have, like, for example, I tried out Ape Escape 2 on PS5, and I got, like, distorted pre-rendered cutscenes.
I mean, it's part of the experience, like,
but
you know.
The game runs as fine as a 50 hertz port, back-ported without adjusting the frame rate to run at 60 hertz does, which means it runs too slowly.
Still, I think it would be hilarious.
It still baffles me that Sony put the European version up out of all versions.
They never fixed it.
Like, it's the one that doesn't have the dub everyone's nostalgic for, and it runs worse. And I've seen people be like, oh, Ape Escape 2's North American version was published by Ubisoft, so it might be a rights issue. But I'm like, no, because Sony owns the IP.
Yeah, that is all types of wrong.
Like, yeah, it was technically published by Ubisoft in the same way that Nintendo technically published DC Superhero Girls. That doesn't mean they own DC Superhero Girls.
Yeah, not only that, the English version has our version.
To my knowledge, that has never been confirmed as far as I've seen.
I have to find it again. I found someone that had the European copy. Well, yeah.
In the Immortal Words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back.
In the immortal words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, cocaína.
In the words of Kinshiro, omoe wa shinderu.
Nani? I really hope that someone is able to find, like, the broadcast audio for Fist of the North Star for one reason in particular, and you know what that is?
What?
The high-pitched sound is ear-shattering with the current shit audio quality.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, like, a lot of people are like, oh, these are old shows, so of course they're gonna have bad audio quality. No, it's just that Toei's not good at storing their master tapes.
Yeah.
So it's not just, like, the picture that's gotten worse in a lot of their older shows that are re-released on modern formats. They didn't store the audio properly either.
This is bullshit. I did not store it. I stored it correctly. This is bullshit.
I love that they play like when you meet the Mystic, they play it up like, okay, this guy's a crackpot who's full of shit, but then it turns out no, he actually does have mystical powers.
Also, like it's it sounds like it's an actual pain.
I like that, you know, there's a specific type of voice that you typically hear for, like, either hippie or mystic type characters, which this guy's clearly supposed to be. But they were like, no, we're not going to do either of those. We're going to have him sound like a hillbilly.
Yeah. And it worked so well. Don't you hate that it worked so well?
chat seems a lot longer delayed. I haven't changed any settings, so it might just be a Twitch server issue.
Yeah, I think it is a thing because like a lot of the sound stuff also are like just
it's a problem.
popping up.
It's definitely a problem on Twitch's end.
He's back.
I mean, I saw the PAX East thing. It's just we were in the middle of a conversation, so I didn't want to derail it. But yes, I did see a while ago that your friend said it was PAX East. That Limited Run was doing the stuff for Plumbers Don't Wear Ties at. Also, I love the box art for the remaster of Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Because it's debatably a visual novel, they gave it an anime-styled box art.
Ooh.
Even though it's, I want to say live-action FMV, but that implies that it's more than a PowerPoint slideshow. Also, let me see if I can get... This is about as good a view of the map as I can get. This is an Easter egg that I had to read about. The map of planet Tabora is supposed to be in the shape of Jimi Hendrix's head.
Okay.
Yep. I see it.
And there was going to be an extra cave called the Rave Cave up on one of the top corners that would have represented a pick. But they had to cut it due to time, like so many other things in the Ratchet & Clank franchise. Like, when you see the amount of cut content in Ratchet & Clank games, it's bewildering until you go back and think that, like, for the first run of games, before we got that break in between the movie game and Rift Apart, they had put out like 9 or 10 games in 9 or 10 years. They were putting out one game a year. Even during the HD era, where games were expected to take... I say expected, it took them a while to figure out this is how it works. It just took the industry a while to figure out that you need like 2 or 3 years to make a single game in HD era. But they were still putting out one game a year. I cannot begin to imagine how stressful that must have been.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Behind the Hero.
Setback for the embattled Captain Quark, the Galactic Court ordered him to pay 6 billion bolts in damages to citizens suffering from personal hygienator syndrome. 2 days later, Quark was arrested trying to flee to Poketaru. The one-time hero, now full-time Zero, was placed in custody awaiting trial. But the next day it was discovered that he had escaped, flushing himself to freedom. We will return to Behind.
I don't know how he did that.
Fun fact, that wasn't the initial pitch for how he was going to escape prison.
Let me guess, the file in the cake or something?
No. The original idea, which was rejected because it was deemed too inappropriate and would have potentially raised the age rating, was that he was going to chisel his way out of prison using his rock-hard ass cheeks.
No comment.
His buns of steel were going to chisel their way out of prison. But they were like, nah, flush him down. To quote the great Dr. Eggman, flushed him down the turlet.
Honk. Honk.
Why are you honking at us? We're not driving anywhere.
We're
not playing Untitled Goose Game.
I think he turned into a goose.
See, here's the thing. That bomb, it's speaking to me. It's speaking in its native tongue.
Is it a mating call? Do bombs have mating calls?
You know,
do bombs
you
breed?
would think. No, we don't breed.
They C4.
Have you ever wondered how to tell whether a dog is inbred or thoroughbred, or whatever the term is?
Purebred?
Whether they're purebred or inbred. Just look at them and see whether they are encased in a slice of bread. If they are, then they are inbred. That's the joke. That's all I got. I've had a shit week. I don't have good material tonight. Then again, when do I?
Yeah, that's my department. I'm the one with the good material.
That's debatable.
Yeah, you think you're so funny, don't you, Kier? You think you're so funny.
A couple of ladies think I'm hilarious.
My mom thinks I'm funny.
Bitch, I'm hilarious.
Bitch, I'm adorable.
Part of me wants to do a YouTube poop of Dragon Ball Z Abridged just so I can make Future Trunks say, "Bitch, I'm a door."
Do it.
Also, guess what I found on the hub by complete random chance? A hentai abridged series.
Wait, the hub is actually...
No. The hub we're not allowed to directly name on Twitch.
Oh, that hub. Okay, that hub. I see. I get what you're saying. I was like, wait a second.
I mean, even on YouTube, you can't name it.
An abridged series of Overflow.
I hate that you brought that up because I was watching out of curiosity like a few days ago. I'm like, Overflow, like, what is this? I'm like, oh, the one with the really cute girl. I'm like, oh, wait, those are his sisters. Oh, no!
Have we got Sweet Home Alabama?
Yes.
I mean, that you're more likely to find that in hentai than you're not going to find it.
Yeah.
I mean, in regular anime, you find it. The Brocon.
Look at you, Sword Art Online.
Dude, I can name way too many. It hurts that I know too many that I can. I was gonna say you could carpet bomb them.
We've had enough carpet bombs for one night.
And that I was gonna say using the grenade launcher, the hand grenade thing.
Oh yeah, I didn't have that in my quick select.
Yeah,
I keep like the mini nuke launcher gets outclassed really quickly until you get to challenge mode.
Well, I was going to say the regular hand grenade.
The most expensive upgrade. Yeah, that is the hand grenade. Mini nuke is its upgraded form.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And then it gets the mega upgrade in challenge mode, which is 1.5 million bolts. Because it becomes an absolute game breaker.
So you're saying for the low price of a little over $1 million.
Okay, but the thing about the Sword Art Online thing is, one, why did she need to be his cousin? And two, why does his cousin refer to him as Oni-chan?
It's brother like love.
Like
I
it
guess,
makes it takes something that's already sussy and makes it even worse.
Oni-chan. Come
I'm
here.
lost. I have not seen a lot of Sword Art Online for some time.
You're not missing anything.
It's terrible.
Yeah, honestly, I've seen the first season, or I don't even know if you consider that a season.
Yeah, once you saw the first arc,
It's not even the full first season because this first season has 2 main arcs in it. The first arc of the first season is the only half decent part of the series.
Yeah, and they could have really expanded on that.
Like, honestly, I love me some SAO abridged, but that's fun.
I mean, if you want Sword Art Online but good, just check out .hack.
Or Log Horizon.
But definitely .hack, it needs it more.
Oh yeah. It's the OG.
Yeah. And it's depressing and frustrating, not even just frustrating, infuriating, that so many user reviews of the .hack GU collection on Steam say that it's like that it's a ripoff of Sword Art Online. I'm like, no, this came out like a good almost a decade before, motherfucker.
I think that's supposed to be a meme.
No, I mean like people. No, I mean like people genuinely think that because Bandai Namco has done such a shit job at keeping .hack in the public consciousness.
That's depressing. Wait, is this the one where you could charge the shotgun? I forget.
No, that's the third game.
Okay. You could tell it's been a minute for me, can't you?
Yeah. How am I gonna get out of this one since I didn't have enough bolts to get the mini rocket?
Oh, okay.
You see that, Akir?
Yeah.
Answer: Visibomb gun. Actually, no, not Visibomb gun. Maybe Visibomb gun. No, not Visibomb gun. Because you can't move while using the Visibomb gun.
Yeah.
What's the matter here? Is this disturbing?
No.
Makes you uncomfortable?
This weapon has a lock on.
No, I'm going Commando, so I'm good.
So glad
it's impressive.
Mod.
It is impressive, isn't it?
Very.
Also, I don't know if you saw the thing before that. New business card. Who dis?
Shiva made
that. Reminds me, I need to get my own business cards.
Yeah, Shiva made that business card for JKR.
Nice.
Yeah. And like basically what happened was she did the clown. She redid the old clown design that I had. And then what I did was I just had her. I had 2 elements, like the clown. My avatar that I have here on stream is done by a V Revolticon. And he also did the background for it too. So I took those elements and was like, you know what, screw it, just combine them all together. So I had Shiba edit that together for me.
Have a good night, Shadow Dragon. Also, prepare for the most padded part of the most blatantly padded part of the game.
Before you jump down, you see that little blue thing right there?
Yes,
don't even bother.
It's not worth it to get, and the intended way to get it is bullshit.
There's 3 methods to get that. Well, 4 methods really,
and they're all bullshit.
Don't even bother. Yeah, they're all bullshit. Don't even bother. I'm just saying this to help you. I hate it too. Don't worry.
Oh, I know. Keep in mind, I've beaten this game before.
I've never gotten that piece because I literally rage quit getting it because it's that bullshit.
I will say, even though I've been harping on the HD remasters of the Ratchet and Clank trilogy, now that I'm more aware of how they were made and the fact that the disc version runs better, I will say the HD version gives you a better field of view during the glider segments.
Yeah. Oh, the one. This is your favorite. Wait, this is the one.
No, this is well,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like the electrolyzer either.
Oh, I like
'Cause
this one. This one
It's
is
so
easy for
hard
me.
for me to focus on what's happening because it's
I
like so many
understand.
things going on at once.
I hate the
It gives
ball
me
one.
anxiety.
Yeah.
I hate the ball one more.
I hate the ball one more. Yeah, which is the infiltrator. But
Yeah.
we haven't gotten the infiltrator yet. We don't get that until the second arena.
And then they're going to figure out why we both hate it. I think the whole community hates that one, which is why it never came back.
I mean, probably the worst one, in my opinion, now that I have more experience with the series, is the circuit puzzles in Tools of Destruction, because they're motion controlled.
Oh, don't remind me. I think there was a way to turn it off, if I'm not mistaken.
There is, but it's clear that they were designed to be motion controlled, because it doesn't control as smoothly without them.
Yeah.
Or at least from my experience. The motion controls in, like, the motion controls in Tools of Destruction are very, like, haphazardly included. Oh yeah, speaking of padding, we fixed the computer. Now the computer... Hold on.
I think I see the problem.
What? Now even the computers are charging us? That's it. This galaxy blows.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Ratchet.
It blows what?
Chunks.
Oh my god. Crack open a window.
Even overt provocation failed to incite it. But the late Dr. Putrid's son observed that natural levels of monster propanase in the experiment's bloodstream were triggering some remarkable changes. Attempts at neutralizing the specimen's violent tendencies were met with limited success. Our surviving staff recommend that the experiment be destroyed immediately at Megacorp's deep space.
No! Yes.
Yes. like we said at the same time.
The computer's log indicates that we were the first to view that recording.
So Fizzwidget must not know. We've got to warn him.
Yellow.
Mr. Fizzwidget, you're safe! Sir, brace yourself. We just saw a video of your experiment eating its handlers. I repeat, it eats its handlers.
Ah, yes. Low fat, extra foam, no sprinkles.
Mr. Fizzwidget, do you copy? Anyone handling the experiment must exercise the utmost caution.
Time for people's opinions. Is Mr. Fizzwidget really this stupid, or is he just pretending to be stupid?
Being a businessman.
The answer is he's a billionaire, so yes.
Ah, yes, my cheap date proposal facsimile. It's heavily guarded, so make sure to use the password, which is, Quarktastic. Yes. Toodaloo.
Completely unrelated, but I miss Captain Quark.
Yeah. He was such a fun antagonist, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, it would have been cooler for him to get a bit more screen time.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get a lot more in the third game, thankfully.
Oh yeah, he is fun in the third game.
Like, talking about development again, like, the behind the hero segments talking about what happened to Captain Quark post Ratchet and Clank 1 were a late addition by the dev team because they realized that they missed Captain Quark.
Yeah.
Which is why they're so much, obviously lower budget than other parts of the game.
Yeah. At the same time, they add because they're low budget, they kind of add a little bit of charm to it,
Oh, and one more bit that carries over into most of the early Ratchet games, but is probably more readily apparent in this game. But it was present since the first one until they started introducing manual difficulty selects. Did you know like, okay, I'm going to phrase this as a question from your experience, okay?
Okay.
When you were playing any Ratchet game from 1 through Tools of Destruction, did you ever get stuck on a part over and over again until it suddenly felt like you passed it by pure chance or, like, by bullshitting it?
Honestly, no.
Or, like, it suddenly felt like the game threw you a bone and, like, you suddenly didn't have trouble with that part anymore after getting stuck dying there over and over?
To be honest, I didn't have too much trouble with Ratchet and Clank games in general.
Okay, you're kind of defeating the entire point of my narrative.
I can't help it. I'm the gamer boy.
The point is, the game dynamically adjusts its difficulty depending on how well you're performing.
Oh, it did a shit job with me then.
It does in subtle ways that aren't immediately noticeable. Like, it's more noticeable if you're performing poorly. It'll do things like affecting enemy spawn rates, or like you'll find extra health that you normally wouldn't find, or extra ammo that you normally wouldn't find. Whereas if you're consistently doing well, then it cuts back on the extra stuff it gives you. Ratchet 2 and Ratchet 3 are also programmed to gradually start starving you for bolts if you try to grind for them. So
that I noticed now.
It counteracts the Ratchet 1 problem that it had of being like really easy to just go to one planet over and over again and grind the same areas for bolts. If you just stay in one place for too long, it'll start giving you like 1 bolt drops.
Yeah, that one I do realize. I will say that much.
But it also carries over into the game also dynamically adjusts the bolt drop rate of crates depending on how many crates you've broken in the level.
Huh.
If you've been, meticulous in breaking crates up to that point, it'll drop less bolts because it's trying to dynamically make sure that you always have the amount of money you need to at least progress. Without having to go back and grind. So if you've like skipped a bunch of crates or missed some, it'll give you like more bolts in the next crate than it normally would.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure you could do some crazy bolt manipulation for speedruns.
Probably.
Now I have to look this. I have to look this up later on now, right?
Yeah.
This just sounds really interesting. Like, I know how to do the bolt trick in this game. It's just, it freezes because I get too much. And granted, I did it on the PS3.
Yeah, the PS3 versions don't run as stably, and that's actually not a problem with, like, lazy remastering or anything like that, which it turns out they're not lazy remasters. It was just, Insomniac used a bunch of programming tricks that were specifically designed to only run on PS2 hardware. Because they didn't make these games with the idea that they would be ported to the PS3 onwards in mind, like so many developers of that era.
Yeah.
That's also why Ratchet and Clank was hard to emulate until recently. And even now, the games run stably, but certain lighting and shadow effects don't work properly. Like, for example, one programming trick that they use, well, it's not programming, just sort of a trick in the way they press the discs, is that the discs are pressed in such a way that to cut down on load times, it's like pressed in a way that makes the laser read the disc in certain kinds of chunks rather than just from the inside out or outside in. And that also makes it really hard to pirate Ratchet and Clank by burning counterfeit discs. Because you can't copy the way those were pressed.
There are so many fish eating you.
Yeah.
It's kind of fishy, isn't it?
You'd think this was Soviet Russia or something, because fish eats you.
It's kind of fishy.
Well, JKR, you're the pescatarian here. You'd feel right at home.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
I gotta eat more fish anyway, so. I can really go for some sushi salmon right about now.
By the way, I've been taking Japanese lessons on Duolingo, and I've had it hammered into my head since lesson 1 because the way that Duolingo structures its Japanese lessons is that, like, it keeps on repeating the same set of words for a lot of each section.
Yeah.
So I've had it hammered into my head that the Japanese word for sushi is sushi. I don't know what I was expecting, but hey, I know how to order sushi now.
Boo! You stink!
I'm not even joking. That's genuinely what the Duolingo lessons are like. It's like, what does this word mean? And the word is sushi, and the options are like, lawyer, teacher, student, or sushi.
Yeah. Or it'd be like banya, which is supposed to be milk in Irish, and it's like all this other unrelated stuff, and I'm like,
well, no,
okay.
In the Irish lesson it makes sense because, like, it's at least a different word in that language. It's not
okay.
Like, obviously, you know, sushi is a loan word from Japanese. But it's like, do you really need to quiz me on what the Japanese word for sushi is? It's in...
Yes.
It doesn't change from language to language.
Okay, coffee, which is, you know, coffee.
Yeah.
Cafe.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that's coffee.
Coffee.
I do know the Japanese word for green tea, though, coincidentally.
Ooh.
Ocha.
Ocha. Makes sense because matcha being another form of tea. Oh wait, isn't there a silver boat up there?
No.
Oh, what was the area I'm thinking about?
There's an invisible wall preventing me from getting up there, so no.
Oh, then what area am I thinking about then? I mean, that would be a good spot for it.
Going back to the interesting development history of early Ratchet and Clank games, the Visibomb gun actually turned out to be the hardest weapon in the game to program around.
I'm not surprised.
Because I didn't get to show the Visibomb gun during my Ratchet and Clank 1 playthrough, or I'll probably get back to Ratchet and Clank 1 at some point when I'm not burnt out on it. Just for completion's sake. But the Visibomb gun, since it's a remote-controlled missile that you can fly freely anywhere, they had to design every level so you couldn't find, like, hidden, unfinished areas. Using the Visibomb gun, like, you couldn't go out of bounds with it.
Yeah, that's why it fizzes, snows. Younger people are gonna be like, "What do you mean it snows?" And only we're gonna know what it means.
Yes.
I'm going to leave it like that.
Part of it was just making it so the Visibomb gun's missile just, like, stops working when it starts going out of bounds. And the other part was to make sure that the level geometry was solid enough that it couldn't, like, fly through any like cracks in the level geometry and get into
Yeah.
areas it couldn't, that it wasn't supposed to.
Bruh, how do you gangster shoot and it goes literally 90 degrees down? You saw that, right?
Very carefully.
Gangster shooting at an angle, but it went 90 degrees down at a point blank range.
And I think it still missed too.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna BRB. I'm going to make myself some more ramen.
Okay.
Okay.
Wonder if Dash Cat's still here to get traumatized by the ramen. That's taken care of. Now let's swing over there. It's almost like these people would go on to make a Spider-Man game. Oh, wait. They did.
Right.
I got some interesting trivia that's not related to Ratchet and Clank, but is related to industrial metal.
Oh?
Are you familiar with the band Rammstein?
Rammstein. No, I'm not.
You might know them as Rammstein. But the proper pronunciation, because they are German, is Rammstein.
Okay.
Popular German industrial metal act that started in the 90s and are still going today. Songs of theirs include Du hast, Ich will, Sonne, Pussy, America. They have a lot of songs because they've been around for so long. Their lead singer, Till Lindemann, I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that name.
Yeah.
If it weren't for an injury that he sustained, he wouldn't have gone on to form Rammstein and become a world-renowned metal musician. You know what he almost was instead?
What?
He was almost on the German Olympic swim team.
Oh, wow.
But he got an injury that kept him from competing, and because he wasn't, you know, part of the Olympic swim team and didn't go on to pursue athletics as his calling, he formed Rammstein.
Yeah.
It's like finding out that Les Claypool was almost the bassist for Metallica at one point. But the reason that Metallica turned him down wasn't because of like creative differences or not thinking he was good enough. It's because he was too good.
Oh, God.
What is it?
My improv group has been texting back and forth almost all night with, like, specifically someone in the group has been texting jokes. And I'm like, I have no idea where she got these jokes from, but apparently she keeps telling stupid jokes. So her latest joke tonight was, how does a blind person know when to stop wiping? And I'm like, I don't know, echolocation? I don't know. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, I thought you were, like, holding out on the punchline, but no, you don't have it yet.
Yeah, no, I have no freaking clue, honestly. It's like, I'm assuming it's echolocation, but again, not sure.
I need to set up a redeem at some point just for, like, cursed knowledge. For, like, someone to redeem it and be like, oh, Arikado of the stream, what is your cursed wisdom? And I'll have to scrounge through my memory banks of obscure and cursed trivia to give an answer.
Oh, God.
I'll give you one for free as a test run. Let's see. The reason that Bugs Bunny is called Bugs Bunny is because his original character design was labeled as Bugs' Bunny, and they just decided, that's good enough. It was, for context, the character design was labeled Bugs' Bunny because he was designed by, at the time, Warner Brothers animator Ben Bugs Hardaway.
Nice.
They just thought it looked good on paper, so they're like, fuck it, we'll call him Bugs Bunny. Although, according to Mel Blanc, the early prototype versions of Bugs Bunny that he played in cartoons such as Porky's Hare Hunt was called Happy Rabbit. So, if it weren't for some people being lazy with naming a character, the most iconic Looney Tunes character would have been named Happy Rabbit. Also, have you ever wondered why Porky Pig has a stutter?
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Well, part of it was the gag with his introduction, where he was introduced as part of a cast of characters that were intended to be potential new stars for Looney Tunes, because they were desperate to find a new star for Looney Tunes after, first of all, losing the rights to Bosco the Talking Kid, and second of all, their new Looney Tunes star, Buddy, being so painfully unfunny that Warner Brothers goes out of their way to not acknowledge him.
I'll say fuck!
This was years before we would get Foghorn Leghorn, unfortunately.
Damn.
Yeah, Foghorn Leghorn wouldn't be introduced until, like, the mid-40s to early 50s. Whereas Porky Pig debuted as early as the 1930s.
Yep.
And,
welcome back, here.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Porky Pig was, actually the main Looney Tunes star for a while. For a good while. It's hard to think of that nowadays. Like, the main Looney Tune being Porky Pig out of all of them.
Yeah.
But, like, in the cartoon that he was introduced in, called I Haven't Got a Hat, the gimmick that he had in that episode was, like, it was a class that was having a talent show, and each of the potential new Looney Tunes stars does, like, does a thing for the talent show related to what their gimmick's gonna be. And for Porky Pig, he reads the famous poem, The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere, while stuttering his way through it. And that's the gag. Because it's like, now, listen, my you get it.
Yeah.
And also because his original voice actor, who, believe it or not, was not Mel Blanc. Mel Blanc would not take over until several years into Porky's tenure as the main Looney Tune. His original voice actor actually had a stutter. And that's also part of why Mel Blanc took over voicing duties, because it turns out, while having someone with a real stutter voice a character that has a stutter does give you that authenticity, it also makes it harder to record the lines.
I mean, at least you can say they were pretty inclusive.
But yeah, believe it or not, after that cartoon came out, you want to know who they decided on their new Looney Tunes star being?
Daffy?
No, Daffy wouldn't appear until a later Porky cartoon. Everyone's fan favorite classic Looney Tunes character, Beans the Cat.
The fuck? Never heard of him.
I'm looking it up. Oh, no.
The mathematician. I love this guy.
Sir, as a fellow number cruncher, could I please ask what this is all about?
That moon's where we divide.
Beans the Cat is just Felix the Cat with blackface mouth thing.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of early Warner Brothers characters were just variations on either Mickey or Felix.
Perhaps I could.
And if you think that's bad, look up the original Looney Tune character, Bosco the Talking Kid.
I'll say fuck!
Thugs for less. Pay for 6 hits and the 7th is free. You want us to what? Whoa, wait a minute. That'd be an unethical conflict of interest. What kind of scum do you think we are? Say, that is a lot of bolts. Well,
it's not popping up for me.
Are you spelling Bosco correctly?
Excellent, sir.
Yeah.
Are you spelling Talk Inc. correctly? It's not talking, it's Talk Inc.
Oh.
Because it's a pun on how he's like a character that his debut was he came out of an inkwell and he talked.
I see it
because
now.
He was the first cartoon character to speak.
Yeah, I was spelling
only 6
Bosco
dialogue.
with a C instead of a K.
Hello? What the fuck?
And oh my gosh, it looks like the ones they diss themselves for, they at least keep them up and say, yeah,
Hey,
we don't. Hey, Lulu.
No, wait, Lulu.
It's literally the.
That was
It's
you.
literally the.
Wait, or was it Lulu? I don't know. The chat's delayed. If Lulu's here,
Yeah.
hello. Sorry for not responding to you earlier. I've had a hell of a day. But yeah, if you think Bosco looks bad, he sounds exactly as you would imagine.
Oh, you saying me? Oh, I can't do the voice anyway.
And of course, he was voiced by a white guy.
So basically, it looks like a monkey, has a black face, and reminds me of the episodes. They'd be like,
they were smart enough to change his voice after the first, 2 Bosco cartoons. Because they realized, even back then, in the 1920s to the 30s, how bad that was. They changed it from, that to something more Mickey Mouse-ish.
yeah. Even then, that's a
But
whole
yeah, there's a
lot of
reason why. There's a reason why when Animaniacs did a special episode that involved Bosco, they redesigned him to be a dog.
My name is John Dacre.
Oh no.
It's definitely Lulu.
Yeah, it's definitely
yeah, that is Lulu. I just saw it on the it's just not showing Twitch chat. Twitch chat is just being kind of funny tonight.
Your voice in triumph's high, hallelujah.
How am I supposed to win this fight against the folks from listening or against the raw, unfiltered, sexual energy of John Dacre?
Without your pants, you're going Commando.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is a thing that I forgot to mention happened in Ratchet and Clank 1 is Clank gets an upgrade that allows him to turn giant. Sorry if this seems like it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
that's what happens when you don't finish a game. And because Giant Clank is kind of a game breaker, in terms of like the mechanics of Clank being able to just there's only like one Giant Clank. One or two Giant Clank sections per game.
That's
and then after Ratchet and Clank 3, Giant Clank stops being a thing.
Yeah.
Hi, Lulu. I hope you had fun with our last roleplay. I'm probably not going to be streaming much this weekend, so I should be up for more roleplays.
Oh, you know, get this. Yesterday, oh no. Oh no. Oh no!
Hey, you wanted it earlier.
Yeah, but I wanted to be the one to pull it, not...
Too bad.
You'll be depressed to hear, Lulu, that the album this song is from has been taken off of all streaming platforms as of like the past couple days. And no one knows why.
Did I mention Corey Feldman? Be like, dude, I heard you had an album and I wanted to buy it.
Fun fact: Corey Feldman, I found out about that Corey Feldman album and by extension this song through Anthony Fantano of the album, where he called it the worst album of the 2010s.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman has since banned Anthony Fantano from all Corey Feldman's live events and in-person interviews, saying that if he spots Anthony Fantano, then he'll have security throw him out.
That is petty.
Yes.
Okay. So, as I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted,
before
yeah,
we
you know,
were so rudely interrupted.
Shut up.
It's his stream.
That is true. That is true. But still, get in.
No.
But yeah. So basically, I was at Stagecraft yesterday, and of course, two of my classmates were screwing around with paint because we're all painting like this this big wall we had just built for the stage. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, we're painting it, you know, like we're supposed to. And two of them were bickering, you know, like just quote unquote, you know, bantering back and forth about something. I don't know what, but apparently, one, you know, one of them was like, "Oh, I'm gonna paint your face and everything," and of course the professor overhears it, and he's like, "Yeah, I give you permission to paint his face." Immediately, I stopped them. I'm like, "Guys, wait," because one started chasing the other across the shop, and I'm like, "Guys, wait! If you do that, we're gonna get accused of doing something bad. And he was like, oh yeah, shit, I didn't think of that. Because the paint's color was black.
Oh.
Yeah. I had to stop them before
The
they
only
did
way
anything
that
they were
works is if you're doing like corpse paint and you balance it out with some white or gray.
Yeah.
Thank
I mean,
you
so
for
it's
the
still funny.
allowance.
I was like, yeah, I stopped them before it got too far. And I was like, guys, if we do that, you know, we're gonna have to deal with the repercussions. And the professor was like, oh yeah, blackface, and he was like, oh yeah, shit, I didn't think of that. And I'm like, yeah, good thing I did.
You use white paint then.
Yeah, problem is, both of them, well, one's Hispanic. They're both technically Hispanic, but one's more whiter than the other. But regardless.
I mean, that still would be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah! The games!
If only
Monday.
Macho Man Randy Savage were still alive to voice the mathematician in the inevitable Ratchet and Clank 2 movie.
Oh yeah, you know you're going to the games! Not the same.
Hostile indigenous population not owned, endorsed, sponsored, supplied, advocated, or even liked by Megacorp. Approach at your own risk.
The Megacorp Games. Keep it mega.
That's no good.
Do you think that Megacorp has any co-branding deals with Mega Man?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe not.
Or
They were two minds
that
and subjects.
file storage site Mega?
No idea, but I know for a fact they hate Ultraman. I mean, Ultra Lord.
Yes.
Well, they hate Ultraman and Ultra Lord. They hate both of them.
Yes, both of them.
Both is good.
Still not enough to get the mini rocket. Not enough to get the bouncer either. You know what? Since we've been streaming for about 3 hours, first of all, load up on ammo. And then I'll call it a night, and I'll do some off-stream crystal grinding so I can get plenty of bolts for next stream, because I don't want to bore you guys with on-stream grinding sessions. Those are never fun to watch. Yes, let us save the game. Reaper has an... All right, let me type that in real quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to my co-hosts for joining. Thank you to Lulu for entertaining us for these last few minutes. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, unpleasant dreams.
Well, we're the boys of chorus. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us. Now we have to go.
That's it for Aaron Martin.
What?
I was saying this quote this morning. That was it.